Have you ever felt like you had a vision so big it's almost scared you, but you couldn't explain it to people without them looking at you like you were crazy? And deep down you wondered, am I delusional or am I just early? If that's you, this is for you. Because I want to connect with the dreamers who keep moving even when the proof isn't there yet. The builders who feel misunderstood. And the entrepreneurs who are willing to bleed for a vision before the world applauds it. Welcome to me reading books so you don't have to, if you so choose. Today we're reviewing Shoe Knight. Today we're reviewing Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the founder of Nike. And I'm telling you right now, this book isn't just a business story. It's a survival story. It's a story about faith with no guarantees, pressure that doesn't let up, and the kind of persistence that looks irrational until it becomes legendary. Now, Shoe Dog is one of the most raw founder memoirs ever read because it doesn't read like a victory lap. It reads like a confession. It's not, here's how I became successful. It's, here what it actually felt like to build something that could easily fail 100 different times. And if you ever romanticized entrepreneurship as freedom, this book will humble you in the best way. Because the real message is this: building something great is not a straight climb. It's chaos, doubt, close calls, and commitment. It's waking up every day and choosing a mission, even when your bank account, your stress load, and your circumstances are screaming, stop. Phil Knight started the journey not as a flashy CEO, but as a quiet, determined young man with a strange obsession, running, in the belief that Japanese shoes could change the German giants dominating the market at the time. He's not backed by a massive team. He's not backed by certainty. He's backed by a feeling. And that's important because so many people think they need confidence before they even start. Shoe Dog, though, is going to show you that confidence often comes after commitment. Phil basically starts by importing shoes, selling them out of the trunk of his car, and trying to convince people that this thing could be real. And what's crazy is how small and fragile it was in the beginning, because when you see Nike now, it looks inevitable. But when you read Shoe Dog, you realize it was never inevitable. It was a gamble that had to be re-won every year, every season, every shipment, and every pay cycle. One of the most jaw-dropping parts of this book is how often Nike was on the edge. Real edge. Not motivational edge. I'm talking cash flow emergency, suppliers demanding payments, bank tightening credit, competitor trying to crush them, and constant fear that one wrong move could end everything. And this is where Shoe Dog becomes a masterclass in one of the most understood parts of entrepreneurship: cash flow. Because Phil wasn't building a company with stacks of cash. He was building a company in motion, buying inventory, selling inventory, reinvesting, and praying that timing worked. You learn quickly that a business can be growing and still be dying if cash flow is off. And Phil lived that reality over and over, constantly negotiating with banks, constantly making bold moves to keep the machine running. It's stressful just reading it because you realize this isn't startup life like social media glamorized. This is war. Then there's the people. Shoe Dog is not just about Phil. It's about the characters who helped build Nike into Nike. People like Bill Ballmer, Phil's former coach, who became co-founder and innovator, obsessed with making athletes faster and better. Bowerman isn't just a mentor. He's a symbol of what happens when a session meets craft. He literally tinkers, experiments, and creates improvements in shoes like a mad scientist. It's the kind of behind the scenes innovation that people never see when they only look at the logo. And it's a reminder, big brands aren't built on marketing first. They're built on product, purpose, and people who care at an unreasonable level. And then you have the early Nike team: misfits, believers, fighters, people who didn't look like corporate professionals, but were united by the mission. One of the most powerful undercurrents of this book is the culture. Nike's culture wasn't built by HR manuals. It was built by shared struggle. There's something about going through hard seasons together that bonds people stronger than perks ever could. And if you're building a business, this is a lesson you can't skip. Money can hire skill, but mission attracts loyalty. Phil's team has something to prove, and they move like a unit because they were building more than a paycheck. Now let's talk about the emotional part that makes Shoe Dog hit different. Phil Knight's inner world. He's not written as a loud, charismatic, look at me founder. He's reserved, he's anxious, he's thoughtful, he doubts himself. He keeps a lot inside. And that makes the book feel real because it shows a kind of leadership people don't talk about enough. Silent endurance. He's not the guy doing motivational speeches every day. He's the guy carrying the weight quietly, taking punches, losing sleep, and still showing up. And if you're someone who feels like you're not the stereotypical alpha entrepreneur, well, Shoe Dog is for you because it proves you don't have to be loud to build something massive. You have to be committed. You have to be consistent. And you have to keep going. Now, another jaw-dropping theme is how hard it was to protect the company. There are moments where the government is involved, legal battles pop up, supply chain drama gets intense. Things you don't expect when you think of building a shoe company. And it's a reminder that scaling doesn't just multiply revenue, it multiplies problem. Bigger business equals bigger battles. And the only reason Nike survived is because Phil kept choosing the next move, even when he didn't know if it would work. That's a powerful lesson. You see, entrepreneurship isn't a personality trait. It's a sequence of decisions under uncertainty. Now, let me connect this to us, because the reason Shoe Dog resonates with entrepreneurs is that it validates the part of the journey nobody claps for. The part where you're building and people don't understand. The part where you're investing and it's not paying off yet. That part where you feel like quitting, but you can't because the vision won't let you sleep. I've personally felt that building multiple projects. Healthcare systems, marketing automation systems, educational platforms, where you're carrying the vision and also carrying the operations. Now, Shoe Dog reminds you that the messy middle isn't a sign you're failing. It's often a sign you're building something real. And here's a big takeaway that hit me hard. Phil Knight didn't start with a perfect plan. He started with the movement. He started with the first step, and he adjusted while walking. This book teaches the principle that I live by now. You don't need the full map. You just need the next mile. You need the next shipment, the next client, the next call, the next version, the next system, and the courage to keep moving. Clarity often comes after motion. So let me also say this. Shoe Dog is not a how-to book with neat frameworks. It's not at all. It's better than that. Honestly, it's a how it felt book. It shows you the emotional cost of building something that matters. And if you read it, you walk away with a deeper respect for the journey. You stop judging your current chaos so harshly because you realize even the biggest brands were once a fragile idea. Now, the honest part, who might not love this book? If you only like tactical step-by-step business books, Shoe Dog might feel slow in parts because it's a memoir. It's storytelling. It's the long road. But if you want inspiration that's real, not motivational quotes, this is one of the best founder stories you'll ever read. So who should read Shoe Dog? If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a creator, if you're building a brand, or even if you're starting something from scratch, or if you're in that season where the dream is real but the results aren't obvious yet, read it. Read it. And if you're leading a team and carrying pressure quietly, read it. And if you ever wondered if it's supposed to feel this hard, read it. Because Shoe Dog doesn't promise you it gets easy. It promises that you're not in it alone. And here's the biggest takeaway I want you to leave with. The line I tattoo on the mindset of every builder. The people who win aren't always the people with the best plan. They're the people who refuse to stop. Phil Knight didn't luck his way into Nike. He endured his way into it. He believed long enough for reality to catch up. So here's the final verdict. Shoe Dog is jaw-dropping because it's honest. It's stressful, inspiring, it's human, and it's unforgettable. It shows you that building a legacy brand is less about genius and more about preserving relationships and staying committed when the outcome is uncertain. And if you want more reviews like this, where I read books so you don't have to, if you so choose, subscribe, like, tell a friend and tell a friend. Because next time we're breaking down another book that will either upgrade your mindset or expose the exact thing that's been holding your vision hostage. I'll see you guys on the next one.